So what was supposed to take us 22 minutes just took us like an hour and a half because of the confusing rail system. It's not that it was confusing, it's no signs that there's a gap, like construction or something. So we got to the end of the station and went backwards, and then had to go back to where we started from, get on a different one to connect us to the same train that we got on, but at a different station. It was confusing.
We didn't like realize it at all. So
yeah, so now we're here, but we're making our way to
Malacca.
Malacca. So we're about to catch a bus for 2 hours and like 15 minutes, 2 hours and 30 minutes. And yeah. And she's stuck. Okay. Oh, she got it. Let's go. So we just took the train to the bus station, we bought our ticket, and now we're taking the bus to Malacca. It took this guy way too long to find us, but he finally found us. Nice little 15-20 minute ride through the countryside. You can definitely tell this is occupied by a different set of people because of the structure of the buildings. So we just made it to Malacca about 30-40 minutes ago. We waited for our Uber, it got lost a little bit, but we came from the bus station. So we took a bus all the way here from Kuala Lumpur. That was a journey itself. But as you can see, we made it. We are at the Malacca Strait right now, which is part of the ocean. I'm not sure which ocean, I have to double check. But we're here now. There's a whole bunch of Portuguese food right behind us, so we'll probably try some Portuguese food. And you might be wondering, why is there Portuguese food here? It is because Malacca was actually occupied by Portuguese in 1511. 1511 is when it sank, or Malacca, the Kingdom of Malacca sank. Another fun fact about Malacca is actually the original kingdom or city, you can say, of Malaysia. So this is the original kingdom, the Kingdom of Malacca, which was around for centuries from the early ages and fell in 1511 when the Portuguese conquered the area to set up a camp here. And the Dutch did it a little bit more north in the KL area, the British as well, but this area still has remnants of the Portuguese settlements. So you see a lot of food restaurants, you see a lot of the Portuguese buildings. There's a Jesus statue behind us. There's a lot of churches here as well. So we got the opportunity to explore some of the Christianity of Malaysia here. So this is weird and creepy. Kat just found these creatures. They look like tadpoles or lizards, but with wings.
So tired of walking. McKinney is always making me walk upstairs for a long time. No idea where he's taking me, but it's always amazing either way. Honestly, always full of surprises.
So we just made it to the fort. It was about a 22-25 minute walk from the other sea area of the Portuguese where the Jesus statue is. And I was wondering why it's a not unmanned, it's a 24-hour fort. It's because it's unmanned. So you can just come in through the gate doesn't lock, and just come walk around. You can come here at night, any time of the day, 24 hours. Like I said, the gate doesn't lock. What was surprising is that we actually saw some monkeys coming up the hill, right? So the hill at the bottom was probably about a 6-7 minute walk up, so part of that 22 minutes or 7 minutes uphill. And we saw monkeys, some macaque monkeys, which are in the same family as the monkeys we saw in Phuket and the ones we saw at the botanical gardens here in Malaysia. I think these are the southern pig-tailed monkeys, but I'm not too sure because they have the little white stuff around their eyes. That could be a different breed. I know there are some monkeys that have the white stuff that looks like eyeliner, so we'll figure out what that is. Tried to give my monkey friend a cookie and he didn't want it, so we just threw a piece to him to entice him. He ate that piece, he found it, but he didn't want to come for the rest of the cookie. So we'll see if he's back on the way down.
Walking through this cute little castle, I was honestly surprised how small it was. I thought it would be a lot bigger in person just by looking at photos before we got here. LOL, that's what she said.
This fort was built in 1512 because they needed to wait a year after conquering Malacca. So the Portuguese built this fort and all these hills and stuff like this one that I'm on right now to protect the city. But in 1674, the Dutch actually conquered the land and they rebuilt the fort a little bit. They added the insignia, the crest, and words all around the fort to signify that this is Dutch rule. Now, the British eventually took over, but what happened was when the British moved out, so after the last few residents stopped the last destruction of the fort in 1807, this fort remains today. And now it happens to be the oldest European fort or European stronghold in the continent of Asia. So there are a few buildings like this all throughout the property. Unfortunately, we got here after 5 p.m. and in Malaysia, a lot of the places closed at 5, so we couldn't go in. But I did get to go on top of the hill, get to explore some of the malls, some of the shops. Some of the shops started packing up, but I got to see some of the ones that remained open for the last few tourists who are coming back. So there's also this museum, the Malay and Islamic World Muslim Museum. They actually have a China Muslim exhibition going on right now, so you can feel free to see that. So I just learned at that vending machine right there that this site of Malacca, the city, is a World UNESCO Heritage Site. So there's about 2 of these in the area of So we are heading up this hill trying to find this church. Wait, now that I'm coming up here, I actually think I went up here already. At least we get this killer view. I actually had to tell Kat that we came to the hill that she didn't want to go up earlier because it was too hot. But we're here.
Look at how cute all these lit up bikes are. Look at Pikachu. Finally made it to Jonker Street. It looks a little crowded, but I'm so excited to check it out and try all the foods.
To try some salt cola right now. We'll see what it's like. It has Himalayan rock salt in it. That's actually really good. The salt changes the taste of the cola a little bit, but I really like sweet and salty together, so it works out.
So look at this. This is enormous compared to the regular size. That's like, I don't even know, 10 times bigger.
Doesn't this seem a little busier than Patong?
No, not really. It's just a lot more narrow.
That makes sense.
So Kenny and I just finished the night market here in Malacca. It was so much fun. Beautiful shops, yummy food, so many desserts to choose from. I got the roasted duck fried rice. It was amazing.
This is a first. I've never seen someone get a tattoo inside of a market. I had to double back just to take a photo of this, or video of this. Even though it's Malacca, it's still Malaysia, so first time ever seeing a Indian church. So we made it to the bus stop. We couldn't catch the 11 o'clock bus. We had to go for the 10 p.m. bus just because the seats were sold out. So we had to cut it by an hour short. But here we are. Another $2.50 spent going back. Pretty cheap. I would ask Kat her last tips and thoughts, but she's already calling it a night, because we walked about 19,000 steps today. I'm unsure of how many miles that is, but it's a lot. So she's calling it quits. I'm about to do the same. The reason why we didn't record the return to the bus station is because it was so late. Most of our phones died. 2 of the 3 phones died. We only had that last phone, which isn't the best for camera-wise, but it has our local SIM card, so we called the cab or Uber right away. We had to call the Air Asia, because the train system was already done. We arrived at 12 o'clock at night, about 20 to 30 minutes early actually. But because it was so late, we just came straight back, paid for that ride. She went upstairs, I went upstairs, charged the phone, and now I'm recording this. But like I said, it was a good trip. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe now. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, make sure you do that as well. Appreciate you guys.